Today I would like to talk about self-observation, or as some say, self-monitoring. You may benefit from this course if you're interested in professional development, or maybe if you're going to take a course where you're going to be closely observed as a teacher. For example, the CELTA course. My name is Tatiana Skripkina and you're watching my YouTube channel Teaching is Fun. So, for example, you are going to take a course, which is, for example, the CELTA course. You're going to be closely observed. I think that it is possible to get ready for the close observations. For many teachers, being observed is super stressful. In my previous videos, I talked about, the link I will leave in the description of the video, I talked about how to make observations less painful and less stressful. I think that one of the ways is to videotape your lessons, like a series of lessons. Then it would be better for you, like, okay, somebody observes me, that's fine. Richards and Farrell state that there are three approaches to self-monitoring. The first one is a lesson report, audio recording a lesson, and video recording your lesson. Today I'd like to talk more about video recording a lesson. Self-monitoring is based on the view that in order to better understand your behavior and your strength and, of course, your areas to work on. I recommend for the lesson observations to be less stressful, you should choose three areas which you are going to observe. For example, number one may be teacher talking time, number two, students talking time, and giving instructions. I highly recommend not to observe and try to analyze everything what is going on, because it might be too much and too stressful. So three areas would be enough, though some teacher trainers recommend to take only one area. Have you ever videotaped your lesson? If so, share your experience in the comments below. Freeman gives some pieces of advice. For example, number one is that you should make sure that there is no background noise. Number two, you should have two devices, but I think that modern smartphones are fine and you are welcome to have one smartphone. For example, teachers I know and myself, we use smartphones, and that's enough. Also, it is stated that if your lesson is 1 hour and you would like to transcribe the lesson, think that you will need much more time for transcribing it, for example 3 or 4 hours. Moreover, I would like to add that all students must be aware that they are videotaped. And if you teach children, you must talk to their parents. Usually I give some thing to sign that they are aware that I'm going to videotape the lesson and that I'm not going to upload it anywhere. And when I am actually going to upload it to my YouTube channel, I also write it down and make sure that my students or my student is okay with it. So usually they recommend that you take only 3 areas to observe, and some teacher trainers say that you should take only 1 area. So let me give you some possible areas which you might take to observe. For example, number 1 is overusage of such words as yes, right, My favorite one is I hate it, so I'm working super hard in order not to use it at all, but you need time to work on it. Next one may be your body language or instructions, how well you give instructions. If you use instruction checking questions after that, or for example wait time. Wait time is a time between your question and your student's answer. Also, I uploaded a video about it, and I will give you the link in the description of the video. Usually they say that your wait time should be about 3 seconds, and the average wait time which is given is only 1 second. So basically we do not give students time to think, so it is very important. You should remember that you record it for yourself. You are not obliged to share your lesson with other teachers. You will not be judged. You will be judged only by you. Some teachers want my opinion and they send me their recorded lessons or webinars, for example, and I give detailed feedback on their areas which they would like to work on. Also, it is a good idea to answer some questions after the lesson, but I do recommend to write down these answers right after the lesson for you to remember, because when you do it in a day or two, you might forget something. So there are some questions: what worked well during the lesson, what did not work, if your main aim was achieved or to what extent it was achieved, and also what would you change. Remember that you are videotaping your lesson just for yourself because you want to be better. For example, I use also my video channel, my YouTube channel actually, I'm sorry, and I'm trying to be better, I'm learning. Also, I videoed as I work online and I teach only online. I use Skype for recording the lessons and I love it. Tell us in the comments below if you have ever videotaped your lesson. If no, would you like to give it a try?